Hi there, Algebra Part B. This is going to be the last topic that we study. If you have printed out the PDF of the notes for multiplying binomials, you can use that. If you don't, we're going to make our own notes paper. And so what we're going to do is we're going to split it up into, I'd say about thirds. So we're going to have the top third here for the notes, and we're going to call this multiplying binomials. Okay, and then down here we're going to have 4 examples that we're going to work on. Okay, there's going to be 4 examples. So up here at the top, multiplying binomials, the notes are going to go something like this. Okay, so we've talked about distributing. Okay, so what happens when we have something like this? So let's just review. X right here, okay, let's pretend this is a test. I'm going to distribute the test to both of these students. Both of those students get the test. How do you multiply by x? Let's give x another x. X times x makes x squared. And then what happens when x gets multiplied by 3? That's just simply 3x. Okay, so this was last week's lesson on distributing. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this example. Okay, I have these same 2 students that I did over here, but now I'm going to distribute a fun little candy mint so that they have a mint during their test. I give the first student the mint and the second. Okay, how do you multiply by 2? 2 times x is 2x, plus 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so remember, distribute means to multiply. Okay, and a binomial is something that has 2 terms. Okay? So what happens when we have something like this, when we want to multiply 2 binomials? This binomial times this binomial. So the distributing gets a little fancier. I have to distribute x to both of those things, as well as the 2 to both of those things. Okay, and so there's this fun little technique where we have these boxes, and I'm going to show you this. Students really like this because it organizes their work and makes it easy. So it doesn't matter where you put these. I'm going to put the first binomial across the top. So I have x as my first term and 2 as my second term. I'm going to put a positive 2 because it says plus. And then along this side, I'm going to put the other binomial. The first term is x, the second term is positive 3. If that said minus, I'd put a negative on the 3. So it doesn't matter if you put the second binomial on the left side or the top side. It's just each binomial is going to get put in one of the spots. Okay, so this is actually the binomial x plus 2 right here. And then this binomial right here was the x plus 3. I put it right there. Okay, so what we have to do is multiply each and every combination of these things. So we're going to multiply the x times the x. So those 2 things are going to go right here. Okay, and we're going to get x squared. Okay, x times x is going to make this answer right here. Here's your first term. Okay, now I'm going to multiply x times 2. X times 2, okay, is going to go right here. 2 times x is 2x. All right, thank you, x. I multiplied both of the things by you. Now it's 3's turn. Okay, 3 is going to get multiplied by x. So these 2 things multiply together to form this box, which is 3x. Okay, so we've got 3x here. And then finally, I'm going to go ahead and multiply 3 times 2. So these 2 boxes get multiplied to form the answer there. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so what is the overall answer going to be? Okay, the answer is all 4 of these terms, and I'm going to write my answer in standard form. So the first term I have is x squared. X squared. Okay, now you're going to notice that this box right here, this is 2x and this is 3x. Okay, along the diagonal, you're usually going to have some like terms. I have to combine these. Positive 3 plus positive 2, we're going to add them together, makes 5x. Okay, and then the constant positive 6 is going to go last. Okay, so when you multiply the two binomials like that, you get the trinomial. Okay, and that's kind of what happened up here. We have the x squared, we have the 3x, but then we have the 2x, and those combine to make the middles. Okay? All right, for those of you that have the 4 boxes on the bottom, let's go ahead and take a look at this first problem. Write this down if you don't have it. X minus 4 is the first binomial, and 3x plus 2 is the second binomial. Now, it does not matter where you put these things. Okay, I'm going to put the first one across the top. It doesn't matter though. So x is the first term, and you have to make sure you say negative 4 is the second term. You have to take that minus sign with him. Okay, I'm going to put this binomial on the side. So the first term is 3x, and the second term is positive 2. Okay, now we have to multiply every combination. But this little box right here makes every combination appear. Okay, so you could just draw some lines. Some people do a nice simple box. They go like this. They just draw a box with 4 things, and then they put their terms on the outside. You don't have to have these little things that stick up, but you could put those if you want. Okay, what is 3x times 1x? 3 times 1 makes 3, and x times x makes x squared. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at these two. I'm going to multiply these here to make this. A negative times a positive is going to make a negative. 3 times 4 is 12, and that just has the single x. Okay, so remember when you multiply, you take a look at the positive negatives first, you multiply the numbers, and then you see how many x's they have. Let's find the answer for this box. To form this box, I have to take 2 times 1x. 2 times 1 is 2, and it has that x. Okay, and then I'm going to find this answer down here, which is going to be the constant, so it's just numbers. Positive times negative makes negative. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, but let's go ahead and officially write down our answer. Okay, so the first term is 3x squared. How do I know how to put these? You put the highest power first. Okay, and then along this diagonal, I see some like terms. So I have to do 2 minus 12. 2 minus 12 is negative 10x. Go ahead and use your calculator for the coefficients if you need to. And then the constant is just minus 8. These are separate terms, and we have a trinomial for our answer. Okay, so this is how you multiply binomials. You have to do every possible combination of the two terms times the two terms, and using a little box like this organizes your work. Okay, people that use these boxes usually do very well on this test. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. What's tricky about this one, okay, there are two binomials. When you see a squared power, okay, squared, write this down, okay? A squared power means write it out twice. Write it out twice. What? Yeah, okay, so this means 3x plus 4 times another 3x plus 4. Okay, so it's the same binomial 2 times. Okay, that's going to be pretty straightforward. So across the top, I have a 3x and a positive 4. And then along the other side, I have the same thing, a 3x and a positive 4. Okay, make sure you write down this note. A squared power means the same binomial 2 times. All right, let's go ahead and do our multiplication. Okay, so I always do these ones first. This is going to make my highest power. 3 times 3 is 9, and x times x is x squared. Okay, let's find the second box. 3 times 4 is 12, and then we have an x. Okay, how about down here? 3x times 4 is 12x. And finally, 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, that's nice. This right here is beautiful work. Okay, that's all the work that I want to see. But let's not forget to state the official answer. Okay, so now we have to look in descending order. The highest power is squared. 9x squared goes first. Okay, and then I see some like terms here. X's can get combined with x's. 12x's plus 12x's makes 24, and that's just x's. They don't become squareds. Okay, squareds are there. These are not squareds. These are the x terms. And then finally, plus 16. Okay, so don't forget to look for the like terms right there. Okay, let's take a look at the last two down here. Okay, we have x plus 7, quantity squared. Okay, remember what you're supposed to do to that? You're supposed to write it out twice. Okay, so we have x plus 7 times x plus 7. So let's go ahead and get this lined up. It doesn't matter, they're the same. Positive x, positive 7. Positive x, positive 7. Go ahead and multiply all the combinations, okay? And let's see what you get for your answer. Okay, let's take a look at the next one here. Okay, this is the now you try. Let's get you set up. Okay, it doesn't matter where you put these. There's a variety of places to put them. Okay, so maybe I'll just put the 4x on top, and the negative one has to go there. Okay, be careful that you take the minus sign with him. When it's plus signs, we don't have to be as careful. People don't usually put the positives. It's an x and a 5. Okay, and then we're going to multiply all four possible combinations. Don't forget to look for your like terms right there. Okay, great job with this lesson. Don't forget to load a picture of all your beautiful work that's been fixed up along with the notes on the top.